Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought we could talk about how we can make this UK recession that we're going through right now and turn it into an opportunity. Now I know the first thing that usually comes into mind when something bad is happening is that this is a terrible time. However, one thing that we should always do is look at the history. Look at things that happened in the past and see how we can make it work for us today. Now, for instance, 2008 recession. This obviously was a time when a lot of people went through a lot of turmoil. But at the same time, a lot of people also made a lot of money during this time and were able to gain a lot from the recession. Therefore, the key thing to remember here is that recession equals opportunity. Now, while the intro video plays, why not hit that like button so that it helps the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to other people out there on YouTube. I want to talk to you today about various different things that we can do right now in this world that we're living in order to make the recession become an opportunity. Now, one of the key things is obviously work. A lot of us do have a corporate job, including myself. Now there's three different factors that can be happening right now in your life. Number one, you still have your job. Number two, you're being made redundant. Number three, you've already lost your job. And I guess number four, you're still probably on furlough. Number one and four, you have your job currently or you're on furlough, which still means that you have your job as well. Now obviously, going back from furlough, there are various different aspects that can take place. Either you would still have your job to go back to, or there is a chance that you could be made redundant, depending on the nature of your business that you're working in. But let's take, for example, that you have your job. What can you do during this recession? I mean, one of the key things is to work hard. Now, there's no one in the world today who can honestly say to you that they have made it without doing any work. Every single person who has become successful has had to do a lot of hard work. Therefore, if you've got a job, keep turning up to that job and doing the best that you can do. Because the likelihood is that other areas in the company could be getting cut. Therefore, it gives you a great opportunity to provide value to the business. Show that you can do more than anyone else in the company. That just naturally makes you shine out in the business and gives the rest of the company the ability to understand how valuable you are. And therefore this can lead into promotions in the future. The other thing is that if everyone else around you is afraid of losing their jobs, if you go in with the right mindset and attitude to say that this is your job and you're going to own it and you're going to be amazing at it, you're going to outperform all of those other people around you living in fear. Now let's take the second option. Assuming you're being made redundant. Now the great thing here is that you haven't lost your job because you couldn't do it. You were great at your job, they're just not able to keep that position anymore, which also means that you will have some kind of payout as well. And the best thing to do here is to use your payout wisely. Now I've been through this situation before where I've lost my job, etc. And the biggest fear that you have is whether you're going to have enough money to pay for the bills that you have. But again, having the right mindset and the right attitude will help you overcome any problems that you're going to have. So for instance, if you can get over that fear factor and look at the positives, there's a lot of opportunities out there for you that you can use in order to gain out of this unfortunate times. Now, one of the first things you're probably going to do, dust off your CV and start applying for jobs again. And this is a key thing to remember, that yes, you might have lost your job, but there are still lots of companies that are doing really well and are looking for people just like you. Now, when I mentioned about being smart about your redundancy pay, one of the things which is a great investment is when looking for a new job, trying to be different than the other people out there that are also looking for a job with you. One of the things you can do is in LinkedIn. If you pay that little bit extra to get a premium account, you can then have a whole host of opportunities that lots of other people applying for the same job as you will not have. For instance, you can directly message hiring managers in order to get your profile directly in front of them, rather than it sitting in a list of hundreds of different other applications. The other thing you can do with your redundancy pay is upskill yourself. Yes, you might be great at your job, or you were great at the job that you were currently doing. However, when there's 10 people applying for the same job as you, how can you put yourself above them? And that's by having additional skills that can help you in the field that you're working in. And in this day and age, it's so easy to get onto a course online in order to upskill yourself and gain extra qualifications. Now, at the end of the day, the most important thing is to just stay positive. There's definitely something better out there for you. And one thing that I always remembered when I was looking for jobs is that every time that you get a rejection, the reason why that happens is because there's something else that's better for you that's coming just around the corner. You just have to stay on the grind and keep that positivity going. And then finally, assuming that you have just lost your job. Now, there's lots of opportunities and we're going to go through them in a bit right now. So another thing that's always an issue during times of crisis like this is that there's always problems. Now, the key thing here is that if you can be the person that can solve those problems, you're in a winning status. For instance, if we take a look at the companies that have been doing crazily well during this pandemic, it's been all of the online companies, all of the tech companies. Now, why have they been doing so well? They managed to fill a void for everybody who was shopping in store and providing them the same service online. Now, lots of people will have various different skills, such as baking, or they like business, or they may have a blog or a YouTube channel. Now, in order to grow any one of these, there's always an aspect where you feel like you need some money. Now, that's where there's another opportunity during crises like this. Because right now, when the majority of people are scared of spending money or borrowing money, the banks are getting worried at the fact that no one is actually borrowing anything. Therefore, they've naturally had to just decrease their interest rates. This then means that it's a great opportunity right now to take out any loans that you could use in order to start up a business. At the same time, I always say any business that doesn't rely on borrowing money is the best business plan. So only use this opportunity if it is the last option that you have. And I guess this kind of goes on to the other point of be able to take risks. Like I mentioned, the interest rates are low. This will then domino effects into the property market as well. And so in the near future, property prices are going to be at bargain values. Now, the best thing here is to seek professional advice and find out what are the best risks that can be taken in order to gain during this crisis. Now, always a calculated risk is going to give you some great benefits. Now, another thing is to always keep learning. Now, this is really important. And it's also one of the main reasons why I started this YouTube channel. Because during this whole pandemic, I realized that what I really wanted to do is start investing my money. I wanted to learn more about the markets. I wanted to learn more about finance and investing. So I thought if I started a YouTube channel, it would force me to do the research and educate myself on a weekly basis on various different factors in order to learn and understand the financial markets so that I can eventually gain from this turmoil that's going on right now. Now, of course, I don't think that you should do the same thing, but find something that you are really interested in and start learning more about that. This is a great opportunity for you to upskill yourself. And then as part of this whole process, what it's helping me is to also be able to keep investing. Now, one of the things that I've learned during this process so far is that to always invest even when the markets are going down. Some of the greatest investors, arguably the best investor, such as Warren Buffett, has always said that people who are scared of the market and start to take their money out when things are going bad usually end up losing out on the time when to come back in. This is why I always look at long-term investing rather than short day trading. At the same time, if we look at some of the wealthiest people in the world right now, the reason why they are at that status is purely because they've invested wisely in the stock market. Therefore, that's why I personally feel that investing during this time is a great thing to do. However, it all comes down to your own personal financial decisions as well. Whether you feel that it's something that you can do right now or not, either way, seek professional financial advice before deciding to get involved in anything with regards to investing in the stock market. In the video that I put up here, I do talk about other areas where you can invest, mainly in yourself, because like I mentioned, learning and keeping yourself in a better position is going to help you much greater than going blindly and starting to invest in the stock market without knowing what you're actually doing. And pretty much everything I've talked about right now has been about working really hard. But at the same time, when you work hard, you need to play hard too. Because it's true for everybody that the best things in your life happen when you're having fun and focusing on things that you actually want to do. I mean, everybody should always have some kind of bucket list of things that they're working towards in order to check off so that they can feel that sense of achievement by accomplishing it. And like I mentioned, some of the greatest things happen in your life when you are doing the fun things that you really enjoy. So for instance, myself, one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do in life is to build up some kind of business that funds me to do philanthropic work. Now, everywhere that I can, I try to do some small aspect of this. So for instance, a few years back, I went on a medical camp to Nepal, and this was something that was really eye-opening. And at the same time, while I was enjoying doing that thing that I really want to do in my life, I also fell in love with my wife, who was also on the medical camp during that time as well, which really homes into the point that great things always happen in your life when you're enjoying yourself. So make sure you take some time out during all this turmoil to have that fun. Now, I'd love to hear from all of you in the comments below about what you're thinking about doing during this time of crisis. How are you going to make yourself better? And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below and hit the bell button as well so you get notified when my next video comes out. And as always, don't forget to like, share and comment. See you in the next video. Bye.